You just said, but not for you.
I said hey. All right, so I am plaintiff's attorney, Ms. Bloomfield.
I am the witness.
I am the court.
I am for defense, Ms. Walsh. All right, this will be 10 minutes at 1:40. So this All right, it starts with the court, 10 minutes at 1:40.
Call the case of Joe Carr. State your appearances.
Lori Walsh appearing with Mr. Carr, who is present.
Susan Bloomfield on behalf of the people. People are ready to proceed in this matter.
Call your first witness.
People call Officer Downing.
Please come forward, officer. Raise your right hand. Take a seat, officer. Tell us your first name, please, and spell your last name.
My name is Rodolfo Downing, Rodolfo, last name Downing.
How are you employed?
I'm employed by the San Jose Police Department, City of San Jose.
How long have you been a police officer with the police department?
Over 6 years.
And in your employment as a police officer, have you had training and experience in the recognition and identification of controlled substances, particularly phencyclidine?
Yes, I have.
And can you tell us briefly what that training consists of?
That consisted of approximately a 40-hour block of instruction in general narcotics at the academy initially, and throughout the years we have received training with the department, what is called continuous police training, that covers about a week every year, and during those blocks we receive approximately 1 hour of instruction, different drugs, narcotics. Throughout the years, I have made several arrests, approximately 150 arrests, and contacts with individuals being under the influence of PCP, and I also, I think, qualified previously in prior cases at municipal court in the recognition or as an expert in the field of PCP.
Have you also learned what constitutes usable quantities of PCP?
Yes, I have.
Were you on duty Saturday, January 6th of 1990?
Yes, I was.
At approximately 1:30 a.m., did you have occasion to be in the area of 2968 Betsy Way, Betsy, in the city of San Jose, county of Santa Clara?
Yes.
Is there anyone in the courtroom today who was also there at that time on that date?
Yes.
Could you please point to where that person is sitting and state what the person is wearing?
The individual that was present at the time is at the defendant table wearing green shirt, green pants, hair, mustache.
Let the record indicate an in-court identification of Mr. Carr.
Where was the defendant when you first saw him?
He was in front of the residence, right in the front lawn area.
Did you notice anything about him in particular?
At the initial contact, or when I first saw him, he was just standing there. When I came to a stop in the patrol car I was driving, the defendant looked at me and also his partner.
When you say his partner, what do you mean?
There was another person with him.
With him. Was there anybody else with you?
Yes.
And who was that?
Officer Metcalf.
And when he looked at you, what happened next?
As I was coming to a stop, both the defendant and his partner, they...
Objection, Your Honor. Mischaracterization of the person with defendant as a partner.
Just tell him, just say the other person with him.
Mr. Carr and he had a companion. They started walking away from us.
And what, if anything, did you notice about them as they walked?
They both had a very unsteady, slow walk. This is very characteristic. This type of walk is very characteristic of individuals being under the influence of PCP. Their body movements are very rigid and slow, robot-like movements.
And what did you do then?
I got out of my patrol car and started walking towards them. I followed Mr. Carr a few steps.
And where did Mr. Carr go?
He was walking westbound through the right front yard as you face the residence towards a car that was parked there.
What did he do then?
At that time, I was about 6 steps behind him, and I saw him drop a hand-rolled cigarette.
From his hand?
Yes.
And what did you do then?
I continued following him and grabbed him by the right arm and turned him around.
What did you notice, if anything?
At that time, he started asking why, what was wrong, and I immediately noticed that he was obviously intoxicated under the influence of PCP. His blank stare and the way he was speaking to me, he was obviously intoxicated.
What did you do then?
I placed him under arrest and took him to the back of the patrol car.
What did you do then?
Came back to the scene and picked up the hand-rolled cigarette and helped Officer Metcalf to conduct the arrest of the second individual.
I'm holding in my hand a San Jose Police Department evidence envelope marked case number 60098. Officer Downing, date January 6, 1990. It contains a clear plastic strip and also small plastic baggie sealed with red tape and contains what appears to be a hand-rolled cigarette. I would ask it be marked Peoples 1 for identification.
Be so marked as Peoples 1.
I'm showing it to counsel. May I approach the witness?
Certainly.
Officer Downing, showing you what has been marked as Peoples 1 for identification. Do you recognize it?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize it?
This envelope is used by the San Jose Police Department for processing of narcotics at Central Supply. I did fill out this envelope, and the writing on the stickers is mine. I also recognize the appearance of the hand-rolled cigarette that I put in, basically by my handwriting.
Is the hand-rolled cigarette in the same or substantially the same condition as it was when you first saw it?
No, later, I opened the cigarette to see what was inside.
Uh-huh. And did you then re-roll the cigarette?
No, when I opened it, I just made a slight incision. I didn't open it all the way, but it's in the same condition I put it in.
It's the same condition it was in when you put it in the bag.
Yes.
Based on your training and experience, did you come to some opinion as to what was contained within Peoples 1?
Yes.
And what opinion is that?
The hand-rolled cigarette was parsley leaves, which is commonly used in the processing or the manufacture of the PCP cigarette, and also in combination with parsley leaves. There were some crystals, a white powdery substance.
Did you come to some opinion as to what that substance was?
Yes, I believed prior to conducting a chemical Valtox test, I believed it was phencyclidine.
And does it constitute a usable quantity of phencyclidine?
This consists of more than a usable amount. 2 or 3 individuals can make use of this cigarette.
I have no further questions at this time.
Cross-examine, please.
If I can have a moment, Your Honor. Officer, when you arrived at 2968 Betsy Way, Was anyone other than Mr. Carr and the other person that you said was there present?
I only saw them two at the time.
So you only saw two people standing out in front of the residence?
Yes.
Officer, did you prepare a report in connection with this incident?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
And when you prepared this report, did you include in it everything that you thought was significant about the incident?
That is correct.
You were trained at the academy, were you not, that it was important to prepare a complete report for your own purposes?
Yes. All right, that was 10 minutes. We forgot to talk about the brief for PCP. What did you guys say it was? PPZ.